should you play Elite Dangerous in 2023? The answer is sort of, and I'm going to tell you why. When Odyssey launched recently, the game fundamentally changed, but I want to talk to you about what that actually means and what was fundamental to Elite that was changed in Odyssey. You see, for me and for many people, Elite Dangerous has always been a game about space fighting and having an immersive spaceship flying experience. Yes, there is a lot of grinding and a lot of work to engineer your ships and get them up to a competitive level, but the core of the game, the core fun of the game, has always been flying your spaceship. And that is why whenever you see a video like this, they always say that you're going to need to get yourself a hands-on stick and throttle. Without a thruster, without a joystick, the game just simply isn't that fun. I know, personally, I originally got it around 2015, just before or around when Horizons came out, and I tried to play it with a controller, and I just couldn't get into it. And I love sci-fi, I've always loved sci-fi, but I just couldn't find the fun. It wasn't until I got myself a hands-on throttle and joystick that I was actually able to immerse myself in the game and actually find the enjoyment in it. And the enjoyment for me is pretending that I'm flying a ship and exploring the scenery and shooting other people's ships and treating it like a racing simulator, but for a space game. And that for me is fundamentally what the game has always been about. It's the most enjoyable part for me, and the grinds and things are just there to give me a reason to continue to fly my spaceship. When Odyssey released, it added something new, something we didn't have before. It added on-ground combat. It added being able to walk outside of your ship and walk around, which is cool. Being able to get out and stretch my space legs and walk around a station or walk around a fleet carrier is cool, but the main thing that launched with Elite Dangerous is that on-person ground combat. And for me, that's not why I log into Elite. I log into Elite to fly my spaceship. If I wanted to play a first-person shooter or a sci-fi first-person shooter, I could play Halo. I love Halo. It's a great game and it's purpose-built and it does that very, very, very well. And Elite Dangerous just can't do that. It simply can't be the first-person shooter game we want it to be because it is, at its core, a spaceship game. And there were all sorts of issues that came along with making Odyssey. One is they completely dropped VR support, which is a real problem. I mean, you can still run the game in VR, you can still play Odyssey in VR, but for me, VR was such a cool addition to the game because it is this immersive, detailed experience. One of the things that I have always loved in Elite that I did very soon after getting it was I built an exploration ship and I traveled out to Colonia, which is a settlement 20-odd thousand light years away from where you start. I traveled to the black hole in the center of the galaxy, Sagittarius A star, and I just experienced the sights, and I had a blast doing it, flying around in my ship, using my joystick, using my VR headset. It was an awesome, awesome experience. And I must admit, I struggle a bit in VR when I'm doing space combat. I do most of that directly on my monitor instead of with a headset, but it doesn't take too much away for me from the immersion. And what I enjoy doing is flying my ship and having a good time. And if that is what you are looking for in Elite Dangerous, it is the perfect game. Get yourself a HOTAS, a hands-on throttle and stick, and enjoy the immersive and incredible, unparalleled experience that is Elite Dangerous. But if you're looking for something where you have that seamless transition from on foot to in your ship, Elite Dangerous really isn't the game. And unfortunately at the moment there aren't many games that are that. I know Star Citizen exists, I've played a little bit of it, and it does it fairly well, but it's still Star Citizen and it will launch in 55 years' time. And while it might be playable now, it's still very much in early alpha. Elite tried to beat them to the punch with that, tried to beat them to that on-foot gameplay, but the game simply wasn't built for it. And the devs put in, or FDev put in, a lot of work to try and make on-foot gameplay seamless, and as seamless as they could, and they didn't do too bad a job, but it's just not the game we were looking for. So, to answer the question simply, should you play Elite Dangerous in 2023? Well, the answer is it kind of depends. If you want an immersive space sim game, yes, you should download it right now. But if you're looking for the promise of Odyssey, then it's probably not the game for you, and that hurts to say. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.